The 100% Wild podcast is brought to you by OnX Hunt, the nation's #1 GPS hunting app. Download today in the Google Play and App Store.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Drury Outdoors 100% Wild podcast, now certifiably 100% gluten-free also. I'm your co-host, Tim Chelsvik.
I'm Matt Drury, and I am not gluten-free.
No? You got some gluten in you?
I'm sure I do. I'm sure I have a little bit of everything in there.
It's amazing how we grew up with just like eat whatever. And now
I kind of still feel that way.
Now everything is that gluten-free? Is that free range? Is that hormone-free?
I don't know, man. I don't concern myself with those things. All I try to do is, not get to be a 220 pound, 5'9" guy. That's all I'm worried about.
Yeah. I'm kind of the same way. I eat pretty much whatever. I typically eat a pretty natural diet, and it's not a whole lot of processed foods. Although deer hunting, spending time in the stand especially late season, I get so hungry and just ravenous for anything. When I come home, it's...
you're sitting out in the cold. And it was funny because back in the day when I was hunting at Dad's, and Aaron Bennett was his farmhand camera guy. And we know Aaron well, obviously he's on the Drury Outdoors team member, Whitetail Properties agent. And he's Italian, right? And he'd always say, "Oh, we were outside." He would like quantify it like, "Oh, we were outside. It's cold out there." Like you're
burning more calories.
Yeah, you're burning all these calories. You got to eat more. And well, you see how it worked out for him.
Especially as you age, you can't get away with that stuff. Man.
He would eat pasta. He would just literally every night with spaghetti and meat sauce and garlic bread and shoveling it in.
That's fine every now and again. Yeah. But like if I hit 40 last year, so do the math, I'll be 41 in February.
Okay.
And I like my body is very efficient. If I eat it, it's going to stick with me.
Yeah. I'm kind of the same way. So anyways, I'm sure we already lost everybody here at the beginning of the podcast.
That's the trick. Like,
is that the plan?
We want to weed out all the fair weather fans, and we want people to stick around. And
how many people do you think that stuck around?
Family included or no?
My family would never listen to this.
You guys have a podcast?
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah.
What's that? It's funny.
You're going hunt. We got it. So let's get right into this story. I'm going to make you do it. So we just got out of Thanksgiving. We were telling our war stories. I went here, we did this, we did that, spent time with family. Tim has a great story, and you got to get right into it. She's not going to listen to this,
which is the only reason I could tell this story is because neither my in-laws or my wife will hear this.
Anybody you know,
unless someone gets the bright idea of like cluing them into it. Yeah. Hey, you should check out this podcast. You got slammed in it.
So get right into it.
So my in-laws live in Springfield, Illinois, and my wife and kids drove up a day early. They drove up on Wednesday to spend a little extra time with the family. My wife did a nice thing. She's like, stay here and hunt. So I moved some stands, moved some cameras on Wednesday, hunted a little bit, saw some does and a couple small bucks. I didn't shoot anything. I still got a Missouri archery tag to fill, and I'm dying to do that. I hunted a little bit Thursday morning and then drove the couple hours up to Springfield, Illinois. Did Thanksgiving, lunch. I even brought some venison tenderloin that I prepared and added to the meal overall, and had a great time. Like I love my in-laws, and not a lot of people can say that. I actually enjoy spending time with them, and I spent I don't know, probably 5 or 6 hours up there, and I was like, I should probably head back because it's getting kind of late because I'd been up at 5 that morning and out hunting and blistering cold, and then drive up there, then drive back, and I planned on being out the next morning. And my mother-in-law said, "What kind of company makes you work on the Friday after Thanksgiving?"
And so let's be clear, we don't.
No, it's paid time off, PTO. And I said,
good to our people.
Actually, I'm going to be in the stand. I'll be hunting, and we're sitting in the living room, and there's some like Hallmark movie or something
horrible on.
And my sister-in-law, her husband sitting there, my father-in-law, my wife,
everybody.
Yeah. And I was like, well, actually, I'm not going to be in the studio. I'm going to be out in a stand hunting. And she gets this screwed up look on her face, like someone peed in her Cheerios. And she was like, hunting, and she's going side to side with her head like she can't wrap her mind around this. Hunting, you're going, Tim, you hunt more than anyone I know.
Yeah, well, I'm a hunter.
I'm a hunter. I make my living in the hunting industry.
I haven't killed anything.
I like, and I don't expect her to understand kind of the mental pressure that comes with that.
Yeah.
But I did hope that she at least understood that that's part of my job, and it establishes credibility. It contributes to what we're doing here at Deer Outdoors.
Yeah.
It's not like my job is completely dependent on it, but it's important.
And lady, if you rail me, I'm going to talk about you on my podcast.
I will go tear you up when you're not looking, because I'm not man enough to do it here. And then that just kind of contributed to my wife being like, yeah, I guess you are kind of leaving early. And could you hang around a little longer?
Awesome. Thanks.
Like, it's just dominoing. It's like, fine, I'll stay a little longer and do some more stuff. Also, I'm just trying not to get in an accident on the way home by falling asleep on the road.
And if I die tonight, thanks. It's your fault.
And the whole time I'm thinking, I really hope I kill on Friday.
Yeah.
Because
so fast forward, because this is the next best part of the story. So what happened Friday?
I killed nothing.
And what were you thinking the whole time?
I was just wanting. It was miserable.
You were picturing your mother-in-law's face saying, hunting.
Screwed up like she was having some kind of epileptic episode. Like
she was right. What am I doing here?
You do kind of question, like, man, I've spent a lot of time away from home, and this is a lot, extra gas on the road to take two vehicles, and but Friday was just miserable. It rained and it was windy.
It was nasty.
Yep. So it was in the tree stand the whole afternoon. But
it's funny how they feel at the beginning of the season versus the end of the season. We could see the end inside here. We got a month left, which will fly by like that. And the text messages that I send, like in the early season, like, didn't kill anything tonight, but I saw blah, 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 blah. And this was awesome. And we saw this.
Don't worry. You'll get them sometime soon.
And now it's just like, I just literally, the only thing I say is headed home, and I get a K.
Yes.
Like, when is this charade, you loser, gonna be over?
Well,
January 15th.
what I didn't take time to explain to my mother, and later on she came out to me. She's like, Tim, I still love you. You just hunt a lot. And I was like, well,
so she was still being you know what, really. I mean,
I love you too, and I enjoy spending time with you guys. But just know, like, this is how we pay the bills.
Yeah.
So. It is what it is.
So you start doing the head bob.
Had I killed back in September or October, this wouldn't be quite the issue it is. But things happen the way they do. Here we go. So
it just it's like, which we're going to kind of talk about some of this stuff here in a little bit, realistically.
Yeah.
But you kind of get hit from all sides as a hunter. It's like your non-hunting friends kind of think, it's a joke a little bit.
Yeah.
What about, well, okay, I don't get it. Whatever. You got your really non-hunting friends that are saying, like, you have guns, but I don't understand why you got to do this. And then you got your family like, all right, when's enough? You're missing out on this or that or the other. Like, we've talked about all the time. It's a heck of a balancing act.
It really is. Yeah.
I didn't go out once over Thanksgiving break. We were off, Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
You're
Sunday.
You're a better husband than I am.
No, it was one of those things where it's like, all right, I gotta, we had stuff going on Saturday. We had stuff going on for Thursday.
Uh-huh.
We went Wednesday. Scott and I drove over to Illinois. We had some intel, like recent intel on a couple really big deer on this farm that I hunt in Illinois. Didn't pan out. We saw a few deer, just didn't pan out. Didn't see any big bucks. Didn't see any bucks hardly. And so Thursday I was like, you know what, let's just chill out for a few days. Did Thanksgiving thing Thursday, hit both families. Friday, like you said, it was raining. It was miserable Friday. I
still saw a deer though. Like I was amazed that they were out and on their feet in the driving rain.
Yeah.
Like, no idiot's going to be out hunting us right now.
Saturday we had a family thing. Sunday I thought about it. I really thought hard about it. It's like, but it was like 20, 25 mile an hour winds.
Yeah, it was tough.
I thought, all right, Monday was going to be great. Forecast looked awesome. I thought all these deer are going to get up and move on Monday, all of them, because the weather was so bad leading into it. So we went yesterday. We're filming this Tuesday, the 3rd here, December 3rd. So we went out right out of the gate. We got in the stand maybe at 2:30, checked some cards, got in the stand at probably 2:30. Boom. $1 comes out, $2, $3, $4,
exciting.
$5. They're all young. The oldest being in the first one out was this really beautiful 10 point, 3.5-year-old 10 point, but 5 deer were sitting over. I paid the farmer to leave an acre or 2 of beans right in front of our spot, and boom, just like clockwork, they all hit it.
Nice.
DeerCast said great from 3 to 4, and it was like 3:30 they came out. It was perfect. And so in our mind, we're thinking tonight's the night. This type of early movement, it was high pressure, bluebird sky. Wind was a little lower wind speed than I had hoped, but that didn't seem to bother him out of the gate. Okay. So I thought tonight we're going to see every deer on this farm. And we were sitting in a spot where you could see a long ways. Sure enough, these deer come out, they feed off. We see a bunch of does over on the other side of the field. We see, deer literally everywhere. We saw probably 8-9 bucks, probably total 25 deer. I mean, it was, we could see a country mile, but it was great to see all these deer up on their feet. And right at last light, here comes to us too. He's coming up from below the bedding area coming up out of the timber, and he jumps the fence. It was literally, he was following a doe, literally identical to the encounter we had with him. This is my 8th encounter with him. So I don't remember which number. It was like number 4 or 5. It was literally identical to that encounter. He jumps the fence. He heads in to the beans, and he's at 50 yards, and it's within probably 5 minutes left of shooting light.
Sure.
So it's getting darker, and my only shot every other deer came within at least 40 yards, if not 30, if not closer. I thought, all right, he's going to feed into the beans like every deer. Yeah. Well, of course, the does didn't. He ended up feeding off with the does. So the closest he ever got was when he crossed the fence at 50 yards, and it was 55 and 56, 57. And also it was 62. And it was getting, the last minute, I was like, all right, our hunt's over.
Yeah.
Over. We've seen this deer this many times. I'm not going to screw it up now. Cause I could have took a 50-yard shot like 5 times now at this deer. And not to say I won't, but the conditions, not that you get the perfect conditions, I just felt like they weren't right, and I wasn't going to take the shot. And it's hard to do that, especially this point in the year, going back to our previous conversation, like you've been hunting this long and this is our target animal.
Well, and he's not getting into any better shape. He'd busted off a brow tine since last you saw him.
Yeah, he busted up his G1. So we literally saw this deer 7 times in October. Not one time did we encounter him in November, despite the fact he was in front of my one blind on opening day of gun season, and I was at a different spot. So we never laid eyes on him there. And then here we go. We turn that page into December, and he's back to this feeding pattern. I don't think it's any mistake either. I mean, it was, that month of November, it's a crapshoot.
Yeah.
And so he's back to a pattern. All this kind of plays into my mind. It's like, all right, what would Mark and Terry do? Well, what should I do? What are my abilities? Right. What, the pressure of, what if I screw up? It's all on camera. That always plays into my mind. So I want a closer shot. I would have took a 40-yard shot.
Because you've been practicing out the 40, you feel confident with that.
Yeah. And 50, I'll take the shot, but it better be perfect. And quite frankly, he was pretty dark. Look, the timber was behind him, so he looked darker than, like, in the camera looks great.
Yeah.
But to me, in my naked eye,
the sight picture is not as good.
I pulled up my sight trying to look to see, and it was dark, and I just wasn't going to do it. So regardless, I made the decision to let him continue on. I thought, hey, looking ahead, I had looked ahead at the forecast before we hunted. I thought, we got several good days here. I can't today, but tomorrow we got a west wind, perfect for the same blind. Thursday doesn't look to be a good day, but Friday then we got a northeast wind, which is perfect for this stand we hung at the point there, and which is where he walked past, 30 yards, 20 yards,
like
whatever.
Whack-a-mole.
Yeah. So all right, tomorrow back into the blind we were in. Friday, my plan is to hunt. If the wind sticks to what it's supposed to do, I'm going to go hunt that tree stand. Yeah. So I kind of, all these things are going through my mind. It's like, all right, well, let's not screw it up.
It's better just to do no harm.
That was my strategy early season, and why diverge from my strategy now. So it's frustrating. The steer, he's really wearing me out, but I don't want to screw it up. I don't want to put a bad hit on them. I don't, all
no
those
doubt.
things. So
yeah, live to fight another day.
Yeah. So there you go. We didn't spook anything. All these deer came in close to us, never knew we were there. It was great. So
yeah, which is kind of a trick given how many deer you guys had around you and how close they were.
So we did something right. We didn't spook them. We got out of there quietly. I thought, all right, we're not hunting Tuesday. Let's go back Wednesday, give it another shot.
Sure.
Now the question, a lot of people keep saying like, hey, you're gonna, what about a crossbow? And like you and Scott are saying, you don't want to do that. I have no problem shooting them with a crossbow. I was going to shoot them with a gun. Why not a crossbow? I really don't care. I'd like to kill this deer, but I don't have a crossbow. I could find one, I'm sure, but I'm going to stick it out a couple more days here. If we're getting in late season and I'm hunting this deer in like January and I pass the muzzleloader season and I still, that's the...
bets are off.
That's probably when I'm pulling the crossbow out.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And like I said, I got no problem doing that. But as of right now, I'd still like to try to shoot him with my vertical bow.
Well, it kind of leads into our question of the day about killing deer and the pressure to produce and all that kind of good stuff.
All right. Well, the question of the day is brought to you by Cabela's Bass Pro. It's a one-stop shop. You get everything you want. They got their wish list going on right now. They got the flannels. They got everything you could ever ask for right there in those stores. So check it out before all the good deals are gone.
I realize I don't have any flannel shirts.
We got to get some.
I need to
Scott
get some.
just bought some. Where are you at, big man?
Well, Scott's always leading me in when it comes to fashion. Yep. Okay, here's our question of the day from Mr. Jason Breaker.
Hi, my name is Jason Breaker from Central Wisconsin, and my question this week is, with having a television show, do you feel the pressure to have kills on film? Also, have you taken bucks a year or two early because you needed footage for that year? Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Fair question. Valid points. Yes, I think the question is probably yes. There's a lot of pressure. It's not, you're not out there killing just for the sake of killing. It's not like that. It isn't like that. But let's be real. This is a business. We've been in business 30 years. We have contracts. We have contractual obligations to produce, right? Whether it's with the network, whether it's with, the 10 to 15 sponsors for each of our shows. We have 4 shows. We got, a cast of employees here that that expect a paycheck every Monday. And to do that, you have to perform in the field. So I always tell my wife this, it's like, hey, it all stems from one thing, the fact that we kill big deer on camera. And that's the reality of the business side of it. Doesn't mean that we're not managing our farms or being gamekeepers or doing, harvesting does or all the other things that go along with it. But at the end of the day, it is a business and we've made it into a business and we have to perform, all of us involved. And so there is a pressure undoubtedly that comes with that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, case in point, the buck I killed last year, it'll air on Natural Born coming up soon. That's not by any stretch my biggest buck. It's one that I'm not ashamed of. Like I'm happy with it, but it's not a record book buck by any stretch, but I felt like I wanted to contribute to the team. I wanted to have a hunt. It further establishes my credibility as someone who can kind of kill deer every now and again.
To be honest with you, that kill was pretty awesome too. You're sitting in basically someone's backyard
and it was different.
It was so different. I enjoyed it. Like size, size doesn't matter, right? I didn't care. I've
heard that a lot.
Yeah. It didn't bother me. Like I thought it was awesome. I thought it was a great hunt. It showed a different aspect of hunting that we don't show often, but that yet the consumer deals with a lot. So to me, it was
some diversity.
10 out of 10.
Yeah. And you went down on camera. So that was great. But it was getting late in the season. And so there's even a relativity to it. Like now I'm getting to the point where
you may not kill anything,
getting a little antsy and so even that plays into it.
Yeah.
But,
so his other question was, would you shoot something maybe a year or two early? I think I could probably answer this for Mark and Terry. I don't think they would, but they have the luxury of the fact that they have multiple properties to hunt and and herds to where they're trying to find the most mature buck. Yeah. It may not be a giant, but it's the most mature buck, and that's kind of what they're going after. I don't have the same, I'm in a different part of my hunting career. You always hear people say my hunting career. I still am very much green, right? So like the deer I just shot this in November during the rut, that deer, Dad asked, you think he's 4 or 5? And my first instinct was, I think he's 5. But then, I look back on all the pictures, look back on the footage we had of him in velvet. He was 4.5, I believe. I believe, and would that deer have been even better next year? Absolutely. No doubt. But look, it's one of those things where not only pressure from the job we have, but just home life. Like I felt pressure to, and I think anybody can relate to this, like whether it's your job or not, the pressure to kill something and come back home and say, I did it. Yeah. My wife, like, hey, I've been out here for all these days. And during the rut, you're out there. I took like 4 days off or 5 days off or whatever it was, hunting morning and evening. And that was like the last opportunity. So, I said early in the year when I looked at those pictures, Reconyx pictures, if that deer walked in front of me, I don't think I could pass him. Yeah. And that's what happened. So I didn't make I got no problem with it. Like he's a great buck.
He's a great buck. And
but he would have been better next year. What are you going to do?
Yeah. And but people say that all the time, but that's true. But there are a lot of factors that go into that buck not walking in front of you next year.
Yeah. Well, and him getting killed by a neighbor during gun season. I really don't, it didn't bother me. Would I like to kill 5-year-olds and better at this point in my evolution of my own hunting? Yeah. Yeah. But did it bother me? Absolutely not. It's a good kill, good deer. I was proud as could be about it.
That's right. Which at the end of the day, I think that's the metric. Like, are you confident that you made the right decision? And if so, then do it.
Not to mention, I've been fiddle farting around on that lease for like 5 years. I was starting to question my own ability. Can I really
do this on my own?
Like that was a big part of it too. Not at the time, like just in general. Hey, if one of these 3 deer walk in front of me at the beginning of the season, this is what if one of these 3 deer walk in front of me, any one of them gotta get shot.
Yeah, no doubt.
If I can make the shot, because we all know how hard it is. You get like one chance. You better execute.
Yeah.
So that's what happened.
Yeah. So it's a great question from Jason. Appreciate you asking that. If other people want to ask questions, they can just go to DreAoutdoors.com/podcast and there's a send voicemail button and click that. And if you want to enunciate like Jason very clearly clearly, man, go right ahead.
Yeah. Hey, before we go too much further, we're running out of time on one major thing here.
Yeah.
We're about to give away a farm. Today's the 3rd, as I mentioned. The farm giveaway winner is going to be picked on December 15th.
That's right.
So if you have not entered yet, you're a loser. I'm just going to tell you right now.
In general.
I'm going to go Donald Trump on you.
Right.
No, you should.
You're fired.
You should. Get it. It's literally, there's no strings attached. Go on to DeerCast.com or go into the app if you have it. There's a farm giveaway tab. Make sure you get the latest version on your phone. Farm giveaway tab. And bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. You put in your email address. You got to put an email address in because we got to know how to contact you. And then please check your spam or junk mail around December 15th in case our email goes there.
Our guy, Jordan Johnson, just won the Traditions Loophole package.
Awesome.
And I sent him an email yesterday saying, hey, congratulations. And I'm always very cautious about how I word those emails. Yeah. Because you say, congratulations, you won the prize. And that's like probably filters. Yeah. And so he called Bloomsdale and wanted to know, like, is this a hoax or is this real?
Good
and
for
so
him.
We, made the connection and everything. So
I had a guy, I forget exactly his name, something Rome Outdoors or.
Oh, Papa Rome.
Yeah. So he emailed us and this guy's awesome. Like he's getting it done in New York on public land and these mountains.
Up in the mountains, the Catskills.
And he sent me a video and I found it fascinating. And so I sent it on to you. I said, hey, let's reach out to this guy and do an article for DeerCast on him. I think
progress.
This is fascinating. Well, you had one of our writers reach out to him and he emailed me instantly. He's like, is this for real? Is this a rider of yours? I'm like, yes, it is. He's like, well, you never know. But that's to your point. Like,
yeah, people are just conditioned to expect to be fished or spammed.
Yeah. So go into your junk mail and your spam folder and check for any email from, like, just type in the word Drury or DeerCast. It's coming from Mark or Terry or me or Taylor or, DeerCast in general. Like, and make sure you mark us as not spam. And we got so many good emails. I'm literally like 2 or 3 emails go out a week, but it's not stuff selling you. It's stuff like it's articles, it's information, it's how-to stuff. It's great content. So go check it out if you're not already getting them in your inbox. So,
because you're missing out and you're a loser if you don't.
That's right. To finish the point. So anyways, back to the original point.
The 15th,
sign up for the farm giveaway.
It's cutting off.
We're cutting it off. And not only do you win a farm, but you win you win $1,000 gift card to Mossy Oak, to their website. You get how many Reconyx cameras? 6 Reconyx cameras. So look, we've gone through this. We've food plotted this place. We've done a timber evaluation. We have stocked the ponds. Yep. We've added gates to it. We've done everything to this piece. We've identified stand sites. We're not going to put them up for you. It's a legal issue.
I bet Forrest has probably peed out there too.
Yeah. So I guarantee it, Chad has. So
we've marked the territory.
Literally, this thing, it's 60 acres. It's ripe for the picking, but then we're going to outfit you in some camo and the trail cameras and send you on your way, man. Oh, not to mention, we're going to fly you out to get you there to the ATA show this January.
Uber.
And the ATA Association's putting you up in a hotel. They're taking care of your accommodations, getting you in the show. So this package, I mean, it's legit.
It doesn't we've kind of covered the entire experience of owning a piece of property, like
literally.
And then
this is brought to you by OnX, by the way.
Yes. And at ATA, I mean, it's going to be a spectacle.
It will be.
Like last year, it was a spectacle just making the announcement about the farm giveaway. I just can't imagine what it's going to be like this year with the person there. And here's the deed.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited about it. I want to see who, I mean, it's a life changer.
Yeah,
it really is. So I mean, that's a dream of, I think, any hunter for sure, but American in general is owning your own land.
Chunk of land.
60 acres, northern Missouri, beautiful, beautiful tract.
It's neat. Yeah. So
I'm amping it up, but it's for a reason, man.
Yeah. If you have not registered yet, like even if you register back in January, you're good.
Still, yeah.
Like it just takes one entry to be registered for the entire year. You're in, you're good.
If you try to enter twice, you're going to get an error message. That's what you're about to say. Yep. You're going to get an error message that says you can't be entered or something, there's an issue. It's because you've already entered.
That's right.
But if you got a question about it, feel free to email us because we, support at DeerCast.com. We do check. We can go in and check to make sure you are entered.
That's right.
Several people have done that.
Yep.
So was there any other giveaway there for December?
No, it's all wrapped up.
That's it. That's the giveaway.
The grand prize.
And then, we're giving away, we're going to do 12 days of Christmas giveaway on the app as well. So that starts
December 12th.
December 12th. So coming up next week, we're going to start another giveaway. As if we haven't given enough crap away.
There's more.
There's more. So
and it's we have great partners. Like they're
the ones putting it in.
Exactly. And
we bought the farm, but they're giving all the
credit where credit's due. But we got some really cool stuff coming up. So we'll be promoting that. Make sure you're checking DeerCast every day because that's a promotion where you have to register every day to be qualified for that day's prize. So it's not like the farm where you enter once and you're good for everything else. You got to be in there every day entering.
Yeah. So anyways, I wanted to make sure we covered that because it's worth covering. We're not just giving away a hunt on some 40 acres or, hey, that's cool. We're giving away a farm.
A whole farm.
And
you can invite us to come hunt if you want.
After HT hit Terry's Missouri farm, I'm sure he
was eyeing it up.
and that, so it's still, we're still running trail cameras. To our knowledge, it didn't get hit with the HD or anything like that. Doesn't have CWD on it. It's been unhunted. We've owned it for 2 years now, and all we've done is put food plots in both years, ran trail cameras, stocked the pond. Literally, got it ready to go, handing the key over. It will be someone's come January.
Someone made the comment, sure, you guys are hunted it all out. Now you're giving it away because it's all depleted. Yeah. It's like, no, not
untouched.
Really. It's like, so why do people have to be so mean? I don't know.
Well, that's just the way people think. I mean,
sometimes
it usually there's a string attached, no strings attached.
Yeah.
So
speaking of strings attached, a question for you. If you give someone venison, can you...
Is it in a jar?
Of course. What else do you give venison in? Do you have any right to set parameters on how they use that venison?
No. Why would you?
So if you were going to give me some of your elk that you killed a couple years ago, which you have, and you knew I was going to give it to a dog, would you still give me the elk?
I don't know. That's a tough one. I mean, I gave it to you. It's yours. But it is odd. I don't know why you would do that.
It's a situation I'm in with my mom, who she has a dog. She loves the dog. I love dogs, had a dog. But whenever I know she feeds the dog from the table.
Well, so did she eat and then she gave it the leftovers?
She has in the past. I found this out through my brother. And then I confronted my mom on it. She has made a full package of ground venison and mixed it in with the dog's food. And I said, I would prefer you not do that because I work pretty hard for that venison. And
that is odd.
Not like if you want scraps or whatever, I'm happy to give you that. But it just kind of brought up to me a larger question of, can you put because you are giving it to someone, but if you know the purposes there and you're not okay with the purposes, do you have any right to tell them, hey, don't feed this to Fido?
Yeah. I mean, if you're a jerk, yes.
Which apparently I am.
I am as well. So I'd be like, hey, what the hell are you doing?
That's expensive meat. I worked hard to get it. Don't feed it to your dog.
This meat costs like 50 times more than the dang meat from the grocery store.
Well, and it's something I'll ask people, like I'll ask them if they want some venison and I'll say, will you eat it?
I do ask that. Yeah.
Because I
don't just say yes.
Don't be, this is not
going to offend me.
Yeah. Don't just try to be polite here.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have venison though.
Tim, we live in strange times, as Joe Rogan always says.
We do.
Strange times.
I heard he's got a podcast.
Something like that.
Let's get to the Wildlife Word. The Wildlife Word is brought to you by the hit television show Airwolf, starring Jan Michael Vincent and Ernest Borgnine, found in syndication.
You went too far places. With it.
Really?
Yes.
We're not going to get any. Okay.
Continue.
It's a great show.
All right. What is it?
Thermal tunnel. We've talked about thermals on the show.
Yeah. And for the life of me, like, I think I know how they work. Don't make me explain it. Don't make me draw you a diagram, and don't ask me if I really know.
So you can tune out then, because thermal tunnel is a more complex version of a thermal.
Can't wait.
It's an effect that happens when winds blow over an elevated object like a ridge or a small hill and meet the rising thermals from the valley or lower ground on the other side. The rising air currents flow up the hillside and meet the wind, which is blowing over the top of the hill. This clash creates a thermal tunnel. And the way I conceptualize it is, the thermal's rising up this way, you got wind coming this way, and at the top you almost got like an eddy, like a wave curling over on top, which I actually had last Friday when I was out hunting. And it creates for a crazy situation to try to control your wind. Yeah. It's just coming from all over the place.
Kind of a nightmare.
Yep, pretty much. Thermal tunnel.
Now I know.
Test will be on Friday.
The more you know. All
right. Why don't we shut this thing down?
Let's do it.
Okay. Thanks for watching, everyone. Appreciate it.
Till next time. Peace out.
We're adding new videos every week, so make sure to click that subscribe button and check out all of our amazing content. This episode of DOD TV is brought to you by OnX Hunt, the nation's #1 GPS hunting app.